full concentration. Step by step cover kare. Okay. Now, देखो, let's understand this one thing. There are many companies in the IT industry, and over a period of time, people keep switching jobs, moving from one company to another company, right? यहाँ पे जॉब अच्छा नहीं लगा, हाइक्स ये अच्छे नहीं है, लेट्स गो फॉर अनदर अपॉर्चुनिटी, वहां पे मोर पॉसिबिलिटीज आर देयर टू कीप मूविंग. ठीक है. I will share you by the end of the session some very key career success tips which will help you after you get into the IT industry as well. Okay, but we will come to that later. Let's understand the process first. Okay, so because people keep moving from companies to companies, ideally what is required is there should be some common way of working among these companies. Because if there is no common way of working, whenever a guy moves from this organization to this organization, he has to be even explained how to work, what is the process that this company is following. And that is a lot of time waste. Ideal expectation is as soon as you hire, you get to the project and you start delivering. But if every company works in a different manner, then it will become painful to teach every time a new joiner comes into your system. Ideally, within 1 week, people should be made ready to start working even on projects. Okay? For freshers, they will provide some technical training as well. So generally for freshers, they do that maybe 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 1 month. Generally for small companies, 1 month is a very big time for training freshers. Big MNCs take 3 months, sometimes 6 months also. It depends. Okay. But now the thing is, when there are so many companies and when people switch, if the processes of the companies are different, it will be a lot of time waste for the organizations to get output and development from the employees. And for that reason, people have tried to make it a standard. Okay, and this standard is nothing but simply called as SDLC, software development life cycle or project life cycle. Nothing but right from the start till the end, how the software is going to be developed. Okay, and now one of a very popular and very productive and result oriented, okay, result oriented way of software development is Agile. How many of you are aware of Agile? Can you just put it in chat? How many of you know Agile, have heard about let's say Scrum or Kanban? Okay, and if you're not aware, just type a bit no also there in the chat, so we know like both the kind of people. Okay, good. There are many people who know it. There are few people who are not aware of it. Somebody saying waterfall and all that. Yes, there are multiple methodologies. Okay, some person says heard about it, some says no or no, not no or yes no. Okay, I will tell you the practical stuff. Okay, completely purely based upon experience and how work happens. Okay, point is, IT needs to work in a standard manner, and that manner is called as, let's say, software development lifecycle. How do you develop software from beginning to ending? And there are multiple models, and it is there right from our college syllabus time onwards. Waterfall model, spiral model, those things were there. And now Agile is being very widely used. It is not new. Agile is also there in the market since past 20 years. Okay. And I'm telling you, my entire 13 years in the IT industry, only for first year, I worked on a spiral model. After that, I have always worked on Agile model. That means since past 11, 12 years in IT, I am working on Agile itself. Okay? And just for 6 months, 1 year, I worked on spiral, and I felt it was really painful. I myself was getting doubt how are we going to ensure the right quality is going to the client, and there were a lot of problems. So let's not get into theory of what is wrong here, what is right here. That you can just find it on Google and internet. I'm here to show you how practically work happens in Agile and why it gives advantage and result-oriented success for projects. Okay? So how the work happens and why it becomes successful results. Okay? Now, first conclusion you need to understand when you are working, like you should love Agile. Okay? Don't hate it. Love it, accept it, embrace it. Why? Because Agile has made life of developers very simple. Agile is against late night. Yeah, team should not work late night. Team should not work over weekend. We should not torture the team. Agile ke principles are like that. People over process. Zyada process nahi karo. People should be given bigger value. people should be respected, valued. Agile principle बहुत सोच समझ के किया है, because yes, we are all employees together, we do a big project. So agile is something for you. So don't hate it, embrace it. Because why am I telling this statement? Because some of the employees like, they are like, अरे यार process चल रहा है, but it is for the people. Now my personal observation was, there are three parties which involve in project development. Okay, company which develops the software, next clients for which the software is developed, and third, you, the employee who is developing the software. Now agile is such a kind of a process which guarantees great results for all the three parties, and that is where it is so much common. It is good for you, it is good for your clients, it is good for the company. So if you implement agile in the right manner, life in IT is going to get pretty awesome. And I'm not saying chill ho jayega. You will be productive, result oriented, without work pressure. It's an amazing system, right? Tension bhi nahi hai, pressure bhi nahi hai, commitment se you're doing it. Okay, now how exactly it happens? Let's jump to the point. A technical definition of agile is something like this: time box based iterative approach of software development. Nothing but how you should behave in your company. Nothing but day to day. Some interviews they might just ask this question: okay, tell me how is your one day like, or what kind of work do you do over a 1 week of time. Sometimes they just ask about it to check the maturity of people. Okay, now it's simple. Time box based iterative approach of software development. If you just understand what we will discuss today, you can confidently answer that question during interviews. What you do on a daily basis, you can say this is what I do on a daily basis, and this is what I do on a weekly basis also. With agile you will get that clarity. Okay, what exactly it is? Now let's just start thinking. When we are developing a software, okay, let's say a web application, a website, right? It's a full software that we are trying to develop. It has n number of features, right? You take any website, let's say facebook.com, it has so many features, right? Somebody can post image, post a text, post a video, like on somebody, comment on somebody, reply on the comment of somebody, upload a reel, upload a story. What are all these things? They are features. Somebody can save a video, somebody can make a collection. All of these functionalities are simply called as features. Okay, now let's say for doing software development, initially client is going to come to a company and says, I want to develop a project, and for budgeting and all that will happen. Let's not get there, but yes, a project needs to be developed, which will, let's say for clarity's sake, we will say 100 features needs to be developed. I want to develop a software for having 100 features, and then time will be agreed in how much time and how much money will be taken for this. Okay, all the settlement happen. Accordingly, the team gets composed कि भाई 10-member team चाहिए, and it might run for 8 months, 1 year, 2 years का project रहेगा, for depending upon the complexity of the features. Okay, in the previous ways, they used to actually, if the time taken was, let's say 1 year, okay, in older models, they actually used to do the full development of these 100 features for 1 year, and after that it used to get deployed in production, given to customers for usage. Okay, and there were a lot of problems with that. Okay, first of all, let's say right now 2023 chal raha hai. If that model comes right now, for 1 year they will develop it. Nothing but 2024 they will finish this project, deploy it in production, give it to the real world users. And guys, how dynamic the business market is. What is running right now, we are not sure in 1 year it will be there or not. With AI tools coming and all that, there is so much changes going on in the market. It is very not practical for companies to wait for one year of time to get the full project back. Okay, and many times quality concerns to always aata hai. Okay, there will always be quality concerns. We did not wanted this, we wanted something else, you guys have done something wrong. And then there was always this irritation between these three guys in the previous model. Clients were unhappy. Employees used to work under pressure to meet the client timelines. Client used to change requirements just like that. Company used to suffer. Budget-wise cutting used to happen. Zyada ki baat ho ke kam paisa mil raha hai. Lot of drama used to happen. Now that means whatever old way was there, that is not going to work. We need a better way, and that is where Agile came in picture, where it says time box based iterative approach of software development. What it says is, you don't develop full software which is 100 features in one time and deploy it in production. Don't do that. Rather, break your project in small phases. Okay, nothing but, let's say, 2 weeks, 2 weeks, and then 2 weeks. And guys, somehow you have to talk like this during your interviews. Kya karte hai project? What do you do in your project? What is your day-to-day activities? You start talking in terms of agile terminologies. What we are going to right now discussing. Okay, like software development. I'll give you some terminologies as we are going through the session right now. Okay, so 2 weeks of working cycle. Okay, and it says in this 2 weeks, let the team decide how much features they want to finish. Okay, but they further ask ask the team also, are they going to be in a shape these features can be deployed into production also. Nothing but within 2 weeks. Now let the team, you are part of the team, you and the rest of the team members together will decide, okay, in this first 2 weeks, we are going to take 3 features. And these 3 features we will take from start till end and go live. Go live is like giving it to the end customers also. Okay, and if this is what is happening, then sprint, and this terminology is called as sprint. This 2 weeks of working cycle, they call it as sprint, sprint. Okay, just agile terminology, sprint. So you will always hear, what are you working on this sprint? What is the plan for the next sprint? Okay, what we are planning as part of the next coming 2 sprints. Sometimes it might not be possible to develop production ready, go live ready feature in just 2 weeks. So the technical team might say, not in 2 weeks, but we can finish this in 4 weeks of time. So we need 2 sprints to take this feature to production. Sometimes bigger feature it might take more time also. But the thing is, in a very time box based, this is that time box. In 2 weeks time box, okay, you will take some features, iterative approach. For loop, while loop, they are iterative loop. It keeps running circle. For I is equal to 1, then you run that iteration. For I equal to 2, you run the same steps of same set of steps with value of I as 2. That is called as iteration. With I becoming 2, like that, this is iteration. If you really see, there will be some set of steps. The way, let's say, for loop likhte ho, to kaise likhte hai, right? For I equal to 1, I less than equal to 10, I plus plus, and then there is statements here, right? So statement 1, and then statement 2, and then statement 3, right? Now these are nothing but fixed defined steps, but every time this loop runs, the value of I keeps changing. Similar, why it is called as iterative approach is because of the same reason. It's an iteration. Here, in every 2 weeks of time, your iteration is from start to end of the project. What do you do? How do you take the feature and take it towards completion so that it can even be deployed to production? These will be the start till the end of the project. And every iteration, you will pick, okay, 3 features in this iteration. So whatever input was coming here, those will be the features. 2 features in the next iteration, and so on and so forth. That is the reason it is called as time box based. Nothing but 2 weeks of time. iterative approach. In a loop, you will perform same set of actions every single iteration. Iterative approach of software development. Nothing but just try to imagine these 100 features will not be developed in one go, deployed in production in one go. Rather, it will be broken down into 3 features. Develop these 3 features, test these 3 features, give it to UAT, and then deploy it into production. Right? And that is a part of every single iteration. And then incrementally in production, 3 features, with 2 features, with 5 features. And that means right from month 1 itself, clients are able to use the application in production. That is a very great advantage. Earlier, clients had to wait for 1 year for seeing a project in production. Right now, within 2 weeks, 4 weeks, basic within a month itself, everything will be even set up into production and deployed to the live customers and like use it also. So clients are very much happy. Okay, we don't have to wait for 1 year. Now, you know, the other advantage that is coming here, by the end of every sprint, we give demo. Why client is happy? The reason is this. Because iterative chal raha hai, in short time, things are in production. Now, the second thing is, we give demo to client every 2 weeks. And if client is not happy, okay, bhai, you developed this wrong, we are not happy with this. If the client is not happy, then you immediately change the feature in the next sprint itself. Earlier, bahut panga ho jata tha, but because of 1 year waiting and then you gave something which client is unhappy, he will get frustrated, right? But now it is simple. Okay, 2 weeks we developed, we demoed it to the client. If the client is not happy with it, he says, oh, please make these changes. Now, those changes, we can do it in the next 2 weeks itself. And then he will definitely be like, oh, wow, now I'm happy with this. Nothing but client satisfaction started to improve when Agile came in picture. Okay, so by this way, it is good for the clients. They are taking the feature to production early. Second, by the end of every 2 weeks or end of every sprint, we are giving a demo. What is a demo? We are saying, ki, okay, for this 2 weeks, we discussed that 3 features we wanted to develop. And now all the 3 features are running. They just execute it, show it to them. Okay, this is the feature, customer will do this, do this, do this. And this is how it is being saved in the database. It is available in the UI like this. Validations are happening. They will demo the product. And once the client is happy, they says, okay, fine, let's take it into production or the next phases. By this way, client is going to be more happy with Agile. Okay. Now, could you just confirm if you got it till now? You just need to know these basic things, why IT does what it does. Okay, just quickly confirm. ठीक है, चलो. I'll tell you even in tool wise how things happen. Okay, what tools are used, how it happens. But step by step करते, पहले clarity लेते हैं, फिर open onion की तरह we will peel it. Okay, onion की तरह we will peel it. Fine. Now the thing is, by this way, client is pretty happy about it. Now the thing is, we spoke one thing, ki employee perspective. So employee is choosing how many features they want to do. Okay, and now you can say, okay, for this feature, I am going to need 4 days for development. Agile is very strictly saying that managers should not give the time estimates. The team itself should tell. And you are part of the team. Now, that is where, guys, you need to get better in your estimations. One sincere request to all the developers in the house, whether you are front end, whether you are back end, anything that you practice, try to always ask yourself a question: how much time you will take to finish this work? Estimation comes with more maturity, and it is completely different. You might take X amount of time, somebody else might take Y amount of time. Same feature, one person might take 1 day, another person will say, I need 2 days for doing that. So estimation is basically depending upon who your person is. Now, but at least you should know how much time you need for doing some task. And in the IT industry, you have to say that. If you don't say that, then managers or your seniors will say ki, okay, then do it in this much time itself. And that is where it starts then adding pressure to you. So one of the very mandatory skills required for IT peaceful journey is estimations. Okay, I will tell you two things to do, guys, always, because I have seen people crying in the IT industry because they are not able to deal with pressure and timelines and deadlines. Okay, let me tell you, दो चीजें करना है. If you don't want to feel this heat and the pressure of the IT industry, two things. One is get better in estimations. Okay. Next is clear communication. I'll tell you what it is. Third is proper priority. Okay. Thoda, this is off the topic, but it is important for you to succeed. And these all things will even become part of your soft skills during your interview process. If you can somehow tell these things properly, because they might give you scenarios. If your manager tells you like this, but there is another person who also has a work stuck, now what will you do? So these kind of questions might come in interview, behavioral based questions. So in such case, this topic what we are talking right now is going to be useful. Plus this will make your life peaceful in the IT industry. Okay, देखो simple होता है. First of all, don't be afraid to stand for what is right in the IT industry. Okay, pressure में काम नहीं करना है. Don't do wrong things under pressure in IT. Stand, take a stand. If you feel गलत हो रहा है, just stand up. Hey, I'm not okay with this. This is really wrong happening. We should do it like this. You need to do that. IT industry में stand लेना is very important. Don't work under pressure and सब गलत गलत चल रहा है and you are okay with that. Don't do that. Okay, IT listens back to the employees. We together build the IT. So take a stand. Talk, say properly. Okay, nobody is going to force you anything in the IT industry. Okay, गधा काम नहीं चलता है. It's a smart industry, but you need to then talk out if you have some concerns. Okay. Now the thing is, देखो, how generally it happens when you are doing the day-to-day work. Let's say if a task is given to you, task 1, and you might be right now working on, let's say, task 0, and in your plate you have task 0.5 also. Let's say what literally happens in the company, I'm telling you. Okay, let's say you are a developer, you already have 2 work to be completed, 2 tasks to be completed, and then another person, a manager, comes and he says, hey Tausief, can you even do this task 1 as well? Okay, now you might say, अरे Tausief यार, ये तो manager है मेरा, इसको तो हाँ ही बोलना पड़ेगा. And because of that, yes, you might say, okay, I will do. फिर क्या हो गया? This task, now because you said you will do, that is where now you are accountable to do it. People will not understand the pressure which you are going through. You have to tell them, hey, right now already 2 tasks are there. I will be able to start on this task if I am completed with my these 2 tasks. And for doing this much task, this is my estimation. Roughly, it might take 2.5 days. That clear communication should be there. So that is where these 2 things come in picture. First, whichever task you are working in the IT industry, know that how much time it will take to finish. Estimation should be clear. So here you should know it is going to take 1.5 days. This one is a smaller task. Maybe it might take you only 0.5 days. So total 2 days का काम है in your plate already. And right now, let's say Friday चल रहा है, so you will be starting on this on Monday. So Monday से Tuesday end of the day, you are locked. You need to manage yourself, guys. Otherwise, बहुत pressure आएगा IT में. Because others don't know what you are going through. If you just keep saying yes for everything, na, your life will start getting problematic. So how much to push back, how much to accept, that is the sensible thing which you have to do. Okay, so fine. Now, first thing, estimate the work, how much time it will take. Accordingly, have a clarity till what time you will be occupied and when you are free. And now, when the next person is coming and giving you any task, let's say, hey, do this task 1, you should give that person clear clarity. This clear communication is not talking, I am not talking. clarity in what is going to happen. For example, here you should clearly say, okay, so I will be fine, I'll work on this, but right now I am already doing these two things, which is planned till Tuesday. Maybe on Wednesday, I will start working on this. Okay. And I will take some time to estimate how much time this task will also take. Without estimation, never give a task. So then maybe in this by Monday, Tuesday, if he says fine, okay, fine, then Tuesday, Lilo, and then he will be like, okay, tell me the estimation. Then you like, okay, fine, estimation also by Monday, end of the day, I will give you the estimation. And then you estimate this task. Oh, it is a 3 days work. And then you give this back. Okay. And by this way, clarity in communication. Now the third piece here is priority. Now let's say you're already working on these two tasks. Now one person came and gave you the task number T1. At the same time, another person came, gave you the task T2. Now what will you do? यहाँ पे भी you need to keep things very clear. IT में don't say yes and add pressure on your own self. IT never wants that to happen. So you need to protect yourself. If this is happening, okay, you are working on this itself and two people assign you two separate tasks. So you should be very clear, okay, hey, I have already given a commitment for task 1 to that guy. Okay. If he is okay that I work on your task first, then I can work on this. Otherwise, I have already given him an commitment, okay, I will be working on that. So till Friday, I am completely occupied. 1 week ka work is done for me. I cannot take task T2. If you want this T2 to be done, please check on the priority with that person and then let me know. Whoever is the bigger priority item, I will work on that. And there's, you need to take care of yourself. I'm repeating it again and again and again because you know how much occupied you are, not occupied you are. People will come and give you task in the IT industry. Kabhi senior bolenge, kabhi your colleagues will say. And moreover, on top of all this drama, whatever you estimated might not be right estimate. Usme bhi delay ho sakta hai. So if it is getting delayed, then you give still clear communication for this guy. Okay, I said that Wednesday I will start, but my work is delayed here, so I will be starting that on Thursday. Tell that upfront. Let me tell you that a very high demanding client project mein I was there, and I like, okay, the project was in a really broken shape, and then they said that Tausief, wahan pe jaake project ko fix karna hai. There is a team of 10 members. You have to go there and fix it. And on the day one itself, when I was having a talk with that client who were really angry and upset, ki bhai kya chal raha hai project mein and all that, and then I was supposed to lead that project and fix the situation. The client said ki, Tausief, I am okay if you are not going to finish the work on time, but tell that to us in advance, not like come on the last day and tell us ki no, the work is not done, because they have further business commitments. So he's saying that now this is where it comes, like when you work in sprint, clarity for everyone. And why I'm going here is, in the Scrum or Agile, there is a terminology called as stand up. This background, this 5 minutes, 10 minutes which we spend is for this reason, because you would have to do that every single day at work. Okay, what is that? Every single day in the morning, I will show you a diagram. We will walk through the full process. But every single day in the morning, stand-up is going to happen, or Scrum meeting will happen, or stand-up meeting. Different terminologies, one and the same. Every team member comes together to have a conversation. Okay. Now, in that conversation, basically, the checking is going to happen. Okay, for this 2 weeks, we said that we will work on 3 features. Now, how is the progress going? Are we on track of that? Are we delaying somewhere? Are we having any problems? Any support is required? Or can we do it? Or whether the work will not happen on time? These kind of discussions will happen, and you have to talk very confidently considering these things. Don't be mute in those calls and don't just take whatever others are saying. You take a stand for your features. For example, you should be like, okay, I was assigned this feature, but the estimate was 1 day, but right now I'm done with 1 day. I will still need more 1.5 days. and then explain why it will be required. Another thing is, before, like the client said me, don't tell me at the last moment. So if you are saying, okay, it was a day, 1 day work, but it will take you 1.5 days. So whenever you realize that during the day, that time itself you tell to your seniors, okay, I don't think it will be happening in 1 day, it is going to take more time. That will save your life in the IT industry like anything. If you keep telling it always at the last moment, it will put you under tremendous pressure and it will give you negative remark, low feedbacks, bad rating. That is going to happen. So don't give last moment surprise. Okay. Now the statement here is just, okay, whenever you see your work is getting delayed and might not meet the expectation, or not meet the set timeline, okay, then inform the seniors or whoever in advance. Okay, that's it. Simple thing. So basically now what is going to happen if you put things in back agile manner? Okay, so there is a start of sprint. The team decides we will be doing 2 features, and then you start working on these features, okay, for 2 weeks. In that, every day you do stand up. Every day morning you do a stand up. In the stand up you discuss how features are progressing. Nothing but every team member has to speak about their feature. Generally there is even a pattern for this. You talk basically what you did yesterday, what is planned for today, okay, and are you facing any problem, or basically do you need support? You have to daily go prepared with this. What were you working on yesterday? What is the plan for today? What will you be working upon? And do you need some support to complete your work? This will happen on a daily basis, every day in the morning when you start. And then comes the end of sprint, where basically you finish the full project, where you finish the 2 weeks, and then the demo and all those things will happen. Okay? Basic, yeah. Now the same thing, let's look at it diagrammatically. And in that I will now launch some more meetings which is going to be there in the agile related approach. So core to samajh gaya. If you understand till this point, can you just confirm it in chat, everybody? Okay, step by step kar rahe guys, because I think many of us are new to this, knowing the IT industry. ठीक है, very good, thank you for confirming. अभी इसको diagrammatically देखते हैं. Now then it is going to give you a better clarity, and now we will introduce some more meetings which happen in the agile, some more terminologies which happen. ठीक है.